Hello, my friends, I'm back. This is a card from the Be Merry 365 August class. I call it the Elegant Ornament card. For this class, I marked it myself, so I'm using the Christmas Gleaming Variety Bundle. Specifically in this card, this is the DSP here that I'm using. I'm using the larger of the two ornament punches. The stamps, I did not use these. You can put inside what you want. I use this and I will show you what I did because I like to cut mine up, and I used the Merry Christmas. The ink that I use is a Pretty Peacock. Okay, now you can see the shine here. The shine is copper, so the foil is copper. But you know what? I paired it with the cinnamon cider cardstock rather than using copper sheets for my layers. I used cinnamon cider. That's one of the 5 new ink colors from this year. Goes really well, and it goes really well with the blue and the Pretty Peacock. I have marked one other item here, and that's the ribbon that I'm using. The ribbon that I'm using is from the Gilded Autumn Suite, which is a really nice suite, and it's a ribbon combo pack. So it's the basket weave we are not using here. We're using the metallic ribbon, and it's a shiny ribbon. It's got a shine to it, and it is coppery. Okay, so that's the ribbon I'm using, and your bows have been dyed. I dyed your bows for you, so you don't have to tie it. And yeah, that's it. So this is the card we make. And I'm going to show you what's in your package. So obviously this is mine. I only get one. You get 2 of everything. The first thing you do, you burnish, you fold with a bone folder. Then you have layer 1 and layer 2. Okay. Layer 3, layer 4. You have a punched out ornament, a tied ribbon, and a piece of scrap piece of vanilla to stamp your sentiment on. That's it. It's a very simple card that I can't wait to see what you guys do with possibly other material that you might have if you don't have this. The stamp set and this DSP. You can possibly use other items that you have, and that's what I'm trying to teach you. I'm trying to teach you to use other things, items that you already have. You know, you could, if it's not a Christmas card, you could punch out a heart if you have a heart punch, or a flower. You could possibly use the snowman punch, which we haven't used in the class yet. But you could do that and just pair it with a DSP and a Merry Christmas tag, and you're good. Okay, so here's one secret that I have to let you in. So you see the edge around here is just an 1/8, and here it's a 1/4, because I ran out of this DSP. And I had to borrow some to make up your kits. Well, yeah. So I didn't have a big enough to make it like that. Your kit will have this, and you will have just a small border around. This is a little bigger. Okay, so first you attach layer 2 to layer 1, and then you attach layer 1 to your card front. card base. And then we should do the stamping, I guess. So there's 2 items that we have to stamp. And that's what I wanted to show you. You see on the this part of the stamp set, you have this ornamental stamp, which when you have a close look up to here, it's perfectly even or symmetric. That thing is just an add-on. Not sure why they did that, but they did it. And what I did is I cut it off. So I cut that piece off. See in the back? So that piece is cut off. So my stamp looks like this. I cut it off right at the edge, and I will be able to show you how it stamps. So I don't have a problem cutting up my stamps. I don't know how everybody else feels about this, but I don't have a problem. So let's see, this looks like a very juicy ink pad. I'm trying to get it in the center and about, I would say 3/4 of an inch down. And this is what it looks like. Okay. Then we might as well, because the ink pad is open, we might as well stamp our Merry Christmas. It's a bit, I stamped that a little bit too much, so let's stamp that off. I inked it up. Yeah, sometimes let's try it. Perfect. All right. We'll let that dry. So here we go. I'm not quite in the center, but that's okay. It's just a card and it's handmade. So we stick layer 4 to layer 3 where we stamped on. Then we start adding some dimensionals here. So on the back of this, so these are the mini dimensionals. I like to use those when it's getting into small stuff. So these are the mini dimensionals, and then you can also cut up the larger ones if you have any to cut up. So that will go on here. Right? I could have gone a little higher up with that ornament thing. And we need a... See, I'm just rolling my glue dot a bit, making it a bit smaller, so I don't want this to, the glue dot to stick out on the, from underneath. So I'm going to stick that right on here. Then we will, yeah, that's okay. Let's do the cutting first. Let's cut this up first, and then we'll see what it looks like. So if your ink pad is too juicy, what you do is you use a bone folder or a piece of cardstock and scrape the ink over to the side. Sometimes there's just too much ink on it, especially on a new ink pad, and then your images get too saturated, your stamps get too saturated, and your images don't look very nice. So we got that. So this is going to go here. Yeah, it is too far down, so that I am going to have to cover that partially. Yeah, so I would say my 3/4 down is too far. So this ornament, you wanna have it 1/2 inch down. Okay. Now we'll 1, 2. You don't want to have these things, right? And now we'll take this off. I hope everybody else enjoys the summer as much as I do. It's just a fabulous, fabulous warm weather. It's great. I love it. I love every minute. Today I went for lunch with my daughter-in-law. It was nice. I didn't have to water the garden. We had rain in the morning. How good is that? And now we're making Christmas cards. Okay. All right. So we can close this guy up. And now we're gonna apply. So here are the partial pieces, the corners, the ends, the edges that I was talking about. So I always use these, and I know most of you do too. I guess it's 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock somewhere. Okay. And I think this is probably, I don't know, is it the easiest card? I don't know. They all, I make them so that you can follow the video, and you can copy them even if you don't have the same stamp sets that I have. So we just go here, attach it, and voila, our card is done. Now I have to, so we have two. I have to show you something. So there is an issue that I have with this punch. Around here, when you punch out on the punched out piece, around here, there is an edge that is causing, and I'm going to bring this up. You see, it tears the paper, the top of the paper, makes it uneven. So what I do, because Stampin' Up! Is not going to send me a replacement punch that fast, so what I do, and what I did on your pieces that I cut out, I use a blender pen. It has to dry, and then it's covering it. Now this one is the worst. The others look pretty good. And I want to show something else. So this is the paper, and you see the pattern goes diagonal. So these two, because I wanted to check if after I sharpen my punch, if it works better. You see the pattern is not it's not symmetrical. So these are just my test ones, and you can see here and here. Now here I punched it, so my friend Kevin told me try the other side. So this one I punched this way. This one I turned it around, and see, and it kind of gets stuck here too. So I'm gonna make a call to Stampin' Up! And complain about this, and then we'll see what they say. So I'm going to try one more time, and I want to show you. So this is not the symmetrical one. See? It's right here. And I do not know, I was wondering if I could use a file or something to, the minute I bring it up, it's already ripping it. So I will have this punch replaced. But for the time being, you guys are good. You will see that your ornaments are symmetrical and that you don't see where I colored it with the blend. Full disclosure. And Stampin' Up! Will replace defect product. All you have to do is phone them. Okay, that is another one of the 3 cards. And you see this border around is a little larger because I didn't have the big paper. And yours will look like this with the fine border, okay? So this is layered. Layer 1 is the cinnamon cider is 4 by 5 1/4, and layer 2 is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. This one. That's what your measurements are, and I will have them in below the video. You will see that. Thank you for watching.